Ever opened an HR sheet and felt like you are just staring at dates? Payment dates, confirmation dates, enrollment dates, contract deadlines, everything looks simple until somebody asks you questions like this. Who is completing probation this month? Which contracts are about to expire? How many working days are left? Who is completing an year so that we can celebrate the work anniversary? And who gets confirmed next month? And suddenly, these are not just dates anymore. In this video, I will show you how to turn this data or dates in Excel using simple functions. But before that, let me ask you a question. Whenever you are asked anything related to dates, do you still open calendar? Well, after watching this video, we will make sure you never open the calendar anymore. Hello and welcome back to Math Sutra for the third episode of Excel for Professionals, where I am going to show you some of the Excel date functions that can really be utilized on your daily work routine. And by the end of the video, I'm also going to show you a hidden function that most Excel users never find. Here's the sheet. Last time we cleaned messy data, but today we are going to answer one of the most common office headaches, the date calculations. And of course, not by using any formula or syntax, but by solving one business problem at a time. So here are the things that we are going to find out, and here's the data that we have along with the employee ID, name, department, joining date, confirmation date, contract end date, whoever are contractual employees, the projects they are working on, the deadline for their project, and the payroll date for each respective employee. Now let's begin. Imagine your manager suddenly asks you who is overdue today. Are you going to manually scroll and check from this data sheet or check today's date first manually? Don't. Excel already knows today's date. All you have to do is just type today. Let's say you have to find out this, so I'm just going to first pick this and place it here. So we are going to find out the update for overdue employee. What you have to do first is write today function. So type today and just open and close the bracket, and it will give you the date for today, which is this. And you can also use another shortcut key I have already covered in my previous Excel video. Simply type Ctrl plus semicolon to get the same value. Well, we are going to use the function today because we are going to combine it with an if statement to now find out the overdue employees from this list. Now, once we have seen what is the date today, let's come back here again and do one more trick. So, overdue employees are the one who are past the confirmation date. So, we have to find out if somebody is less than today's date, then they are overdue, else they are on track. So, what I'm going to do is first delete this and write if. And now, just select the value for the first row and calculate this is less than today. So just close the bracket because it is already going to take the date. We have seen that. Now put a comma and write overdue. If this is true, then overdue. If not, then just write on track and close the bracket. See? Simple. The date is less than this, hence overdue, and let's just now repeat this for the rest. And you have this entire report ready. People are on track, overdue, anything. Now, since I can see these are continuously on track, so it's easier for me right now, but if you want, you can even use conditional formatting in such cases to highlight who are overdue, who are on track. That makes it easier for people to find out things. Now imagine your manager asking you, when is the probation ending for this employee? He joined 6 months ago. Are you going to sit and now just count the months? No, that can sometimes be prone to error because the number of days also depend while counting. So the best part over here is to use this function. Now we have already done this. Let's pick this for our next column, which is here. And now we have to count 6 months. So the probation period is of 6 months from the joining date. Come here and type EDATE and then just select the cell where the joining date is written, put a comma and write the number of months you are wanting to find and close the bracket. So it will give you the exact value. Let's just change the data type to date first. Yeah. Now it will give you the exact value of when the probation is ending for this particular person. And if you need to go backwards, for example, 3 months before, just use a negative number and it will also work. HR teams use this every day for promotions, confirmations, contract renewals, and that's how it makes your life easier. Now when we are done with the probation, the next question arises about which contract is expiring this month. Here's what people make another mistake. They just ask, does this month have 30 days or 31? Is it February? You don't need to know. Excel already knows. Just use that function that eases your work. Alright, so first let's pull the contracts and write here. Let's keep this name. And now what we are going to do is we are going to find the exact date that is on the end of this month. Now which month? That can be June, July, September, any month. That is why we are going to specify the month. First, let's type out end of month, so EOMONTH. And then what we are going to do is not type or select any date. We are first going to type again today. Now what is today going to give you? The exact date of the day. That identifies the month that you are in. And simply when you select this and put a comma and write 0, that signifies I want to refer to this month, and that is why it will give me the last date of this month when I close and complete it. Let's first change the type to date, and here we go. If I now, for example, I want to end the contract, let's say this is July, we are going to end the contract on August, September. So I'm going to put a 2 here. 1 is for August and 2 is for September. And yes, here we have the last date of the month of September when the contracts are ending. So it gives me a high visibility of how many days are left between the contract end and start date. Now you can instantly identify the contracts ending this month without touching a calendar. Now imagine your manager asks you how many days are left before the delivery of the project. What you're going to instantly do is just subtract the dates from the deadline of the delivery and the start date or the date you are in. Well, that is going to give you a solid result of let's say 25 days. But you are also including the weekends there, which is a problem because the project manager doesn't work on weekends. So use this function. Now that we are done with the contracts, we are going to find out the working days left between the deadline of the delivery and today. So first let's pick the topic and we are going to add another column here. So now we are going to calculate the actual working days when the team works. Alright, so to find the net working days, you have to find out the days between your today and the project deadline. But that can also include some of the holidays. Your company might have a list of holidays. So we have listed that down, that these are the holidays we have in this year. Now let's come back to this cell and first let's type out the function NETWORKDAYS. So you get it and just press tab to get the function, then write the start date, which is today. So I'm just going to enter today, the function, and close the bracket. It will automatically take today's date, put a comma, now put the end date, which is the project deadline, which is listed here, and then put a comma, and now simply select the holidays. So what I'm going to do is only select this range and come here where the formula is typed and make sure you fix the formula using the $sign so that it will not move, and now close the bracket, put an enter, and we have the value. So these are the definite exact number of the days left between today and the project deadline. Now it will gradually keep updating itself with the formula and with tomorrow, the next day onwards as the date changes. Imagine the payroll is scheduled for the last day of the month. Everything looks perfect. But until someone notices that the last day of the month is a Sunday. Now what happens? Excel can prevent you from making this kind of mistake. Let's learn. Let's come back and first mark this column as payroll check. Now what we are going to use is we are going to use a very simple function to omit the number of weekends so that we can absolutely be scheduling our payroll on weekdays. So before we do any of that, just type weekday function and simply select the column that marks the payroll date for that particular employee, and then put a comma and write 2. We will come to why we are writing 2 right now, but let's just write 2 and close the bracket and enter. You got a value of 5. Now let's get this for other column, other rows. Wonderful. Every value is more than 5. Now, one thing that you have noticed is that I have written 2 after the comma. That's not random. It actually tells Excel to treat Monday as day 1 and Sunday as day 7. Why are we doing that? Because in most of the workplaces, Monday to Friday are the working days. Now, our check becomes incredibly easy if the result is greater than 5. That means it's either Saturday or Sunday. So we are absolutely sure now that the payroll needs to be rescheduled. Now what we're going to do is just use the if and else statement to make sure that whichever value are above 5, that will be marked as weekend. So let's come back here, and now let's just delete this and type out if function. If the weekday function, the same thing that we have already done, put a comma 2 and close the bracket. Now say if this entire value is greater than 5, then type weekend, else it's a weekday. Close the bracket and you have the value. Now instead of weekday or weekend, you can also mark it as pass. The payroll check is passed for this particular employee, or you have to reschedule. So you can also mark it the same way, that schedule or reschedule, what you have to do. Everything depends on how you want, but this is the logic behind getting the data now, so that whenever this particular portion is marked with weekend, you know that you have to now sit and work on rescheduling the payroll date of the particular employee. Now, before we finish, here's something with Excel that you don't know. Excel has a function called DATEDIF, and let's see that works or not. But depending on your Excel version, it may not appear in the autocomplete while you type. So for example, I'm trying to write here DATEDIF. It doesn't appear. But what I will continue doing is I will come here and write it in the form of a full-fledged function, and then I'm going to just type out the joining date selected from here, and then I will just compare it with today, that is today's date, close the bracket to get the value of today, and then put a comma and just write capital Y in inverted, which is going to give me how many years this particular person has been working with this company. So I'm going to close the bracket and type and press and enter. We have the value in the date format because it is selected. I'm coming to general and I have the value. So let's check, and this is absolutely working. See, it was not available in your autocomplete section if we didn't even know about this particular function that existed, which can make our life this much easier. It has given me the exact number of years for which this particular person respectively are working for this organization, and the value which are stating 0 are the values for the people who have joined this organization this year itself. And one more twist in the function is that if you want to find out the number of months instead of the number of years, simply come here and instead of Y, type M. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type out the exact function with respect to the month, so that when you are accessing this sheet that I'm going to share for you in the descriptions, you can have all of the functions available for you to learn and use in your work. And make sure that you just ask for an editor or download access from me, and I will share it soon enough. So here is the function that I'm just now going to first correct this column. This is D2, and we are going to replace this with months. Here we go. We have the months now for how long the people are working. Hence, you do not have anything as 0 because there are people who have been working for a few months with the organization, and that is also getting counted. Now, that what happened was a magic. We never knew that so many date functions existed in Excel until today. It was really useful at whenever and whichever places we wanted to know when the contracts are ending, when the deadline is ending, or rather how many days are left between the deadline and today. That is when you stop using the calendar on your laptop and start using the functions within Excel to wrap your works really smartly. This is what I want you to remember from this playlist. Professionals don't memorize the Excel functions to work on their daily activities. They just remember which business problem is solved using which function. And if this video has helped you to understand that, please hit subscribe. Because in the next video, we will learn even more advanced functions to understand and utilize them in our daily activities. Till then, have a great week.